Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I was going to say good morning, but I think it's more like good afternoon, good noon time. It's 11 a.m. Central Time. So happy noontime, everybody. Welcome on in. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Y'all know the drill. Make sure we're not pissing in the wind here. Although it's Friday, you don't never know what's going to happen. I pivoted a little bit this morning. I was going to do a different show. And then I thought, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, some things have happened and I want to cover it. So we're going to do that. And I'm planning to come back tonight to do another show because there's something I want to, a different case we're going to look at. Hold on one second. I got to fix something for my kitty cat. Makes a mess of something here. Look, Miss Thing. She pretends she didn't like that cat house thingy I bought her, but now I've caught her really enjoying it. And this morning she's been up there laying up there sleeping until I go live. Okay. Go back to your little kitty home. All right. Now that all that's fixed, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I think people have lost their ever loving minds, y'all. Oh boy. Ski, Utah. Welcome in. Welcome into my mod team. Keith, welcome in. Thank you. You were here this morning. You were the first one in. Appreciate you. I got to get with Keith about his schedule. We still got to finish up our show before we get to those oral arguments in the Delphi case, because we will be covering that when it happens. Don't want to miss that for sure. Is it a 3-day weekend, Ski, Utah? Y'all, I don't look at calendars and clocks and weather maps. I was just sitting outside with my coffee trying to decide, is it really going to rain? Let me guesstimate. So I'm guessing in my head what's happening. And then I thought, well, let me go see if the weatherman's right. So I went and looked, and I was right. The weather's just above me, as I suspected. I'm a good weather person because I'm born and raised in hurricane country. I kind of got to know stuff. But sitting outside, wondering if it was going to rain, and I'm thinking, man, these people on these YouTubes, they're crazy. They're kind of crazy. I don't know if people enjoy inserting themselves into cases, trying to make it all about them. I'm not sure what's happening. Now, a lot of you may have heard about a caller that called into the interview room what was it, 2 nights ago? They had their big call-in show. And there was the very last caller had something to say, and it was a very long call apparently. And that one of the times I did not watch the interview room because it was a call-in show, right? I'm like, whatever. So I was went to did other things. So anyway, after that aired, right, he removed the entire phone call, turned off all the comments on the video afterwards. And if you go try to do live chat replay, all of it's gone. Everything's gone, which is sus, right? We're like, what's up with that? Well, a lot of folks were able to clip some of the call, and we have that. We also have where he called to another channel after the interview room. And we also have a mysterious YouTube channel that's popped up. Well, it didn't just pop up. It's been here a minute, but it's popped up with some new content, and we're going to get into all of that. I don't know what's happening, y'all, but we're going to take a look at it and evaluate it all together and see what we think. Before we get into it, as to what happened, I want y'all to know that starting Sunday night over on the interview room, they will be starting to do a series with John Ramsay. If y'all watched, we didn't get a chance to review it here yet, but I did watch it when Brian Enton interviewed John Ramsay. John Ramsay mentioned the Cold Case Foundation in that interview. Okay, I already knew that's Chris McDonough's foundation. And I was like, that's interesting. Tell me more. But he didn't really elaborate more. Well, Chris did. They've been working together behind the scenes for quite a while, doing different things, okay? We all know that Miss Web Sleuth Trisha will tell anybody who will listen to her that John Ramsay's a big fat liar and he killed his daughter. Like, she makes no bones about it. She flat out says it, right? And in the intent interview, he got into a little bit of what, the public says about families, but he didn't name names, right? So he's going to be doing a series over on the interview room, and I believe that is starting this Sunday. I don't really know what all they're going to unpack over there during that special series, but I'll be there for it um, to take a look and listen to all of that. Yes, Simi, a mystery caller. But is he really a mystery? Okay, a while back, over on Sleuth Intuition, there was a caller named Richard Nolette. Remember? Do you guys remember that call? And that caller claimed that Porch Guy was his brother, half brother, step brother, some sort of brother. That was the Richard Nolette guy. Some people think that the guy, Aaron, who called over to the interview room is Richard Nolette, the guy who called over to Sleuth Intuition. We're going to evaluate it and see. Because the Aaron guy ended up, he mentioned Sleuth Intuition when he was talking to Chris McDonough. And I thought, oh, you watch Sleuth, okay. Then after the Chris McDonough interview or call in, he goes to Sleuth Intuition and calls in over there. And we have that too. We got the timestamps. All right, so Chris McDonough has now put a Twitter post. Let's take a look at that. What are you doing, my feral friend? Are you wreaking havoc in the chat? Lord, Trisha stays triggered. I don't know. That woman, she needs to go to the doctor. Her dementia is getting worse. It's getting worse, sister. Okay, let's take a look at Chris McDonough's post because he knows people are talking about it. And we also have a clip from Big City Dan's live show with Maureen when she found out about the call and what took place on that show about the call. We're going to get into all of it. Okay. Oh, see, every time I go to Twitter, I see something. I just saw something that just reminded me that it's something that I was really bothered by last night. Guys, I'm in the southeast. I was raised on riverbanks and NASCAR. My daddy is a race car driver. From the time I could sit up, I've been at a racetrack, right? Grew up at Five Flags Speedway with a bunch of big racers. My daddy just retired from racing 2 years ago at the age of 70 something. Mud trucks. My brothers still race. NASCAR legend Kyle Busch died yesterday at the age of 41 from a sudden illness. And all we know at this point is at least going back 10 days ago, he was complaining of a serious sinus infection. And while he was driving the car, he even requested to have a doctor available and ready immediately when he got out of the car. We don't know what happened, the extent of the illness, but I know he's got a wife and young children, and my heart really goes out to all of them today because it's not ever cool to lose somebody, right? Especially in a sudden, unexpected way. It's so different when you prepare. It's a little bit different because I've had those deaths I prepared for in my life, and then those that just come out of nowhere. Oh, so I just wanted to say that. You've been hanging over at Jolene's too much, Simi. Issue. Key says, I'm so glad I stayed off Web Sleuths and just heard the tea through the grapevine. Yeah. Dude, that's one place I never ventured off to either. I only went and looked at her ever because she, I think the first time I reviewed her was during the Sebastian Rogers case when she was interviewing, the parents and the PIs and wreaking havoc. Okay, let's see what Chris McDonough has to say about the call that he took out. The weird thing is, why did he take it out? What about the call was so bizarre that he decided to edit the entire thing out of his live stream? Turn off all comments, all the things. It was weird. Now, could it have been the kidnapper? I don't know. Would a kidnapper send a letter to a TV station? Everybody tells me no. Would they send a letter to TMZ? Everyone tells me no. So would a suspect call into a show? Nobody can say no anymore because we know it happens. we, we should. Koberger was watching YouTube streams about himself. Mm. You gonna mark yourself safe, butterfly? we Everybody be safe on them YouTube streets. Y'all thought I was joking when I kept telling y'all be careful out there. I guess I just got to start saying it like we mean it, right? Say what we mean. Don't elude. Okay, let's take a look at Chris's post on the X. Over on the X. Okay, and he just put this up a little while ago, mind you. We're going to play what parts I do have of the call, Happy. I put it all together for us in a 17-minute video, I think it is. So, yeah. Okay. So he wants to, and people have let him know. People are reposting the call. So, tattletales. There's a bunch of tattletales out there. I'll tell you, this is one immature ass place at times. And I can't even. All right. So Chris says, I want to address the recent editing of the May 20th live call-in show, which featured a caller. This decision was made with careful consideration after the broadcast. I understand that it may appear unusual from the outside, but I take the removal of any content very seriously. Your trust is invaluable to me, and I'm dedicated to navigating these situations with thoughtfulness and responsibility. Okay. Comments. One says, you acted like an ass to that guy. I listened twice, and he was doxxed on your channel. Whoa. Shame on you, turd. His name is I'm sorry. His name is Aaron, and you basically called him a liar. This person wants to know if he's going to cover another case. Okay. This one says, thank you, Chris, for clarifying. I'm not sure what value this caller added, but the background screaming of a dog, a person, or whatever was very disturbing. There was a very strange noise situation going on in the background. He tries to explain it when he calls into sleuth intuition. And then the next one says, you haven't actually addressed it, though. You said a lot without saying anything. You edited out, which everybody already knew. But why? Come on, McDonough, explain yourself. And then this person says, my take, and I could be wrong, is this is one of those guys who likes to confess to something they didn't do. A guy like this wants attention and speculation about he's really involved. Okay. Although I appreciate the post, you don't owe anyone an explanation. Well, kind of, Mary. He took it out. I mean, that people would come and ask me, Salty, why did you remove that whole thing? Why? And I'll say, well, here's why. Vegan says, I won't call in with my opinion if I will end up being interrogated like Aaron was. You certainly have the trust of very many. I, for one, am not going to question why. Oh, Tracy, we must question everything. Whoever the caller was, he definitely wanted attention for shock value. I don't know. I don't think this guy's looking for shock value. Thank you, Chris, for clarifying. Chris would never question your judgment or decisions. Whoa, I respect the man, but I question the judgment and the decisions. Always enjoy the interview room. Your insight and experience are a gift that you. I can't read some of this with a straight faces sometimes. Okay, so he doesn't give an explanation for what. Just y'all trust me. Okay, so we don't have a choice but to trust it, right? What else are we going to do? Fight him about it? Like, you better put that back up, sir. We the damn YouTube popo, and we don't like what you taking stuff down. Question is, why'd you do it? Why did you do it, Chris? All right, do y'all believe he thought he had a good enough reason? Did any of you catch any of that interview or that caller live or seen any of the clips that went around on the YouTubes? Remember yesterday, at some point yesterday, Jay went live yesterday evening, but at that point, somebody on Twitter had said they had clips, but they hadn't started putting them out there yet. But we have them now. I'm not protected by my avatar. I'm smiling in my avatar picture. I got my real picture up there, Simi. Shush it. Shush it, you feral friend. trying to cause trouble. Hey, Hawkeyes, welcome in. I'm over here giving Simi a hard time because she giving me a hard time. We couldn't help ourselves if we weren't doing that. Y'all better worry about us. Y'all better check in on us if we aren't doing that. We'd appreciate it. Okay. Playing Tringo. I was in and out of that show last night. In and out. Okay, guys, what I was going to do a show today on the Aaron Spencer case. But I'm going to come back tonight to unpack that case because I believe it's Rachel. Am I correct? Is Rachel here? Is it tomorrow, Rach, that they're having that fundraiser over on Defense Diaries? Let me double check everything, guys. If you don't know the case, I want to present it because, oh, wait. The Defense Diaries is doing a big fundraiser tomorrow, a 12-hour. Let me show you guys. Okay, so Aaron Spencer's daughter was lured by an online predator and charged, arrested, all the things, and he got out on bond and contacted the girl again. Got her to sneak out of the house and go meet him. Mom wakes up in the middle of the night, daughter's gone. Dad gets in the car, goes to find the daughter. They already called 911. He finds this man and his daughter in this pickup truck, runs him off the road, altercation, he shoots and kills the man. And now he's on trial for murder. During all this, he runs for sheriff. And I think he won the Republican seat. So there's a lot going on. Yet 10 a.m. tomorrow. So what they're doing is Keith, is this a fundraiser for the defense fund? Is that correct? Okay, so they're going to have a bunch of special guests on, guys. If you're in this case, I didn't know a lot about the case. I'll have to be honest. And then I was getting so bored and all the other stuff that we're doing. Like, I need something, right? Different. And so when I saw this live was going to happen, I was like, well, that's interesting. What are they doing and why? And so then I looked at it, and then I really took a deep dive into the case. I was reading a bunch of the documents yesterday. I got the case file, and I was like, whoa. So it's definitely worth unpacking. So a lot of you do know about the case. Good, because I'm just unpacking it and learning. So Rachel and I were talking about it yesterday. She was helping me gather information to get me caught up to speed. And so I really appreciate that from Rachel. But I do have, like I said, I got the case file and everything. So I do want to, get into the gist of the case before tomorrow's YouTube special happens, because I do want to go over and watch a lot of that. I don't have any plans tomorrow to go anywhere, so I think I'm doing that. And because it's a crazy case, guys. You have to put that human nature into it, right? What if that had been your daughter? Of course, we don't get to run around just shooting people, but this circumstances was incredibly different. So we're gonna unpack that, and I'm gonna come back tonight, and we're gonna do that. I just didn't want to muck it up with what we're gonna do today. Okay. So we'll if one of you mods want to drop the Defense Diaries channel link, and everybody can go over and check that out if they're interested in that, I think that would be And I don't usually get into the fundraiser stuff and drop links for all that kind of stuff. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is for like defense fund. And that I don't really mind. I mean, that's different than like a private GoFundMe stuff, because when money starts happening on the internet, things get sideways. And I just don't care for all that. Money's the root of all evil, and I just don't like it. If I could burn it all in the backyard right this moment, I would. But I got to pay for stuff. Society makes me pay for stuff. I hate money. I hate the way things are done. I'm such a simple person. It doesn't take much to please me. Okay. My needs are very simple. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Simi. She said my mods are on the freaking ball. They already dropped that link, Salty. She's like, girl, stop it. Excuse me, guys. Welcome in everybody who is here. Jen Fisher, welcome in. Good to see you. Hawkeyes, always. Aussie, Cheryl, and Amanda, welcome in. Love always wins. Go shout out to Kresha. All right, so let's get into this. Let me pull up my... Okay, we'll take a look first at the interview room video that I put together. We read Chris's post. We're going to listen to the caller. And then after we do that, we're going to go over and listen to what was said on the Sleuth Intuition call after this. Do y'all remember when Brian Enton put out that video and he was talking to Nancy Guthrie's neighbor, and she talked about how a package was delivered to her home for Brian Enton? Do y'all remember that? We may know who sent it. And it might have been this weird Monterey Spike YouTube channel. I don't know. We'll get into it and we'll see. All right, let's pull up this interview room piece. Now, I took the clips from Twitter. Okay. And let me get the screen up here. Who, JLR, what? We guess, y'all, some crazy shit went down last night, and we'll get into that later, about some creator stuff. These people, I cannot, like, what the hell is going on anymore? Okay, it was kind of epic and it's funny, and I'm going to show y'all that stuff in a little while. We're just going to be that way. We're just going to be that way. Okay, so here's the 17-minute. This is 2 clips put together. They're both almost 7 minutes in length. I believe this guy was on the phone for about an hour, from what I'm hearing, with Chris. And again, we don't have the whole call, so I don't know everything that happened. I don't know how he ended up doxing the guy. I know that at some point the guy was like, you're kind of making this personal, right? The guy was getting a little sus, I think. But anyway, let's take a look.
All right, last caller. We've got Aaron.
Chris.
Aaron, can you hear us?
Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm making it. So I also have watched months since the beginning, since day one. I've followed this case since day one, and I don't want to rant off either. I want to actually ask kind of rapid fire questions, but Monks also said the backpack a long time ago in his original video that they had the wrong backpack. Everybody is really saying now that the DNA, well, don't rest on the DNA. There must be something else. So if they got the wrong backpack, the DNA is hit or miss. Likely no vehicle, maybe, but the TMZ thing too, you know, with the ransom note, and this is kind of where we all know that this is definitely about money. This has got to be driven by money. It wasn't a random attack. Nancy was selected because of Savannah, high probability. And who would do this? Originally, you know, they had made 2 detainments of LD and I believe Monks, and around that time, even another channel, a sleuth guy.
Now, LD is going to be that Luke Daly guy. Now, he just mentioned seeing it on Sleuth's channel. When he said Sleuth's channel, I knew he meant Sleuth Intuition.
I was talking about the connection of LD and like a Bonnie and Clyde situation, and it's really never talked about anymore. But the TMZ thing too, they said that Harvey Levin said that in their emails from the rat, they couldn't even reply back to his emails.
Notice how he called the TMZ, I call him south of the border guy, right? Not the first batch of 2 letters that went, but the south of the border guy that kept emailing TMZ with I know stuff, give me a Bitcoin. He just called that guy a rat. I found that really interesting and strange. Why not anything else but the rat? Okay.
They wanted to. So they were to either just listen to his instructions or pay. So really, who do you guys truly feel like at the heart could be responsible for this? Because you said a few callers ago it's probably someone in her orbit. And yet there's a lot of like coincidences with the ransom. And I think about the Zodiac a lot. I don't know if you guys are with the Black Dahlia thing, but the Zodiac sent letters too. And I feel like, well, originally, you know, there was letters sent. So that's a coincidence. The car driving around that night with a lady is also a coincidence, even if it's not connected. But there are a lot of those as well. A lot of coincidences, circumstantial things that are just kind of not talked about anymore.
This is a great call, Aaron. Think of so who do you think it is?
My original, when this day one, I thought it was the cartel because I feel like my gut just told me, you come up there that prepared with the gun in the front, it just looked like either cartel, but then a gang, thug, you know, someone of that nature, but they clearly were staking out the place. So I don't know how I feel about the international thing anymore, and if it is someone in an orbit like LD or someone even in Tucson, then I genuinely don't.
Do y'all hear what it appears to be a dog in the background? Some say it's not a dog, some say it was, some were really off put by this weird howling sound in the background. But he says later on Sleuth's channel that it was the dog. He gets a little bent about it, like people are weird for speculating strange stuff. Y'all, I don't know. I can't get there yet that JLR put this guy up to calling anybody. This guy's out here on a league of his own. He's already been calling in. Now, JLR is behind it, maybe, but I'm not willing to go down that road yet. That's too easy. I'm not going to blame everything on JLR. He's a fucking idiot, but I'm not blaming everything on him until I get some proof. Would he put somebody up to calling up other shows? you'd think he'd put him up to calling his own show, right? That's how JLR operates. He puts his own fake callers onto his shows.
I know who it is, but there was a lady early on that she was responsible for drawing out a lot of sketches and has like the Guinness Book of World Records, and she drew that sketch. And I wonder if you guys even, does anybody even pay any attention to that anymore? Like,
so he brings up that weird sketch. Remember the sketch that that lady drew and put out there when she couldn't even see the man's features beneath the mask? Junk science bullshit.
Well, let's take each of your pieces of the puzzle. Okay, that you've mentioned here. You mentioned the Zodiac. You mentioned Monk. You mentioned the backpack. Don't rest on the DNA. No vehicle. TMZ ransom note. Selected Savannah. LG connections. Levin. Listen or pay. Car driving around. And so now we have the cartel, that you've mentioned the cartel. So it sounds like you're kind of all over the place. So where do you think, or let me ask you this, let me break this down one piece at a time. Why are the cartels involved in this?
okay, so everybody was originally saying, why not pay the ransom and you can get $1 million? Why only ask for 1 Bitcoin? And you guys know this, that you can clearly obfuscate yourself online. And I worked with a guy before who was telling me he used to buy people's identities and credit cards online. And I know there's ways to even transfer Bitcoin anonymously. So with the perp guy and just his presence from day one, my gut was that it was organized. And then with the ransom, like, it was organized. It wasn't just someone. It just felt like definitely more than one person even.
How do you
That was
picture
my
this?
gut. I'm sorry?
How do you picture this guy? What's your picture of the perpetrator?
What do you mean by that? Like his face visually is?
No, well, just, I mean, you're describing his personality. You said he's organized. Okay, so how do you picture him in terms of, in your mind? Where do you put him in a profession? Where, I mean, obviously he's got some type of sophistication and relationship to, the ability to maybe manipulate, like you're talking about, the dark web, and dig deep and figure out a way to hide yourself. So what kind of profession is this guy in?
I think
Chris is clearly trying to smoke this guy out. You're asking a random caller to profile Porch Guy? Or you're hoping he trips up and tells you something? Sir, I see what you're doing.
the important question is that if you guys even believe that the ransom and this are tied together, because if the perp guy is part of an organized, even just an organized, like a criminal.
And I respect your call here very, very much. I'm curious as to how you read the LD connections.
Well, the LD was like the first real, and wasn't he even pulled over? I mean, that's, I guess, and now you have people saying, well, the FBI is building a case, and perhaps they are, so he's not being talked about anymore. He just kind of fell off, and yet he was detained. They must have had a reason to even get the warrant, and there's more similarities. He has a girlfriend that he denies having, and they're involved in stuff. And apparently, I believe Monks or Sleuth or someone said that his girlfriend was like Nancy's niece. And so there is kind of a triangle there. And, well, I guess that was the first real suspect, but it fell outside of the cartel thing. And you have to understand the cartel, that was just my first day. And then more and more happened, and here we are.
See, the guy rambles and he goes through all the different, he's like, in the beginning, I'm thinking cartel. And then after the daily and the Kayla of it all, then I'm thinking not cartel. Is he just a guy sharing his thought process, or is he a suspect? I don't know. We're here to decide we are going to decide ourselves.
Fire.
Yeah. Do you think the cartel would take this risk?
For that kind of money?
BMD, I did not. I normally watch it, right? But I didn't watch that night because it was a call-in show. I started it and then I went and did something else. And I got these clips off of X. Was it about an hour-long call? Can you tell me that much? But I just started this show. This is 2 clips I pulled off of X and put together. So this is what we are reviewing. And then the caller calls into Sleuth Intuition channel after all this.
I mean, weren't they asking for $6 million? So yes, even in a small, like, and then you know what's crazy is that
you take a payment plan.
a payment plan.
Yeah, I mean, I know how Bitcoin works, right? Where you can set it up to where it progresses automatically, 4, 6, 8.
What? What are you doing? Will you take a payment plan? Bitcoin, Lord, never mind. I'm going to leave that back there in my Web3 world that I came back from a little while back. No, Chris, stop it.
But
Yes, sir.
would the cartel do that, knowing that they're going to risk an entire weekend with an 84-year-old woman in their possession?
Okay, well, one thing is the TMZ rat and the ransoms they do get mixed, and so from what I understand and gather is that
So he had that guy on the line for a whole 2 hours? Damn. That's wild.
the rat was asking for partial now and the rest later. But
See, the rat was asking for partial now and the rest later. Is that just a term he would normally use for a narc, a tattletale? Or is that, that could be his normal way of speaking? Or he could be mad and calling the guy a rat, that dirty little rat. I don't know.
The other notes were asking for like $6 million with a true deadline.
Right. So
And
what's your logic to why the cartel would send it to a news agency and then a media agency as big as Hollywood, i.e. TMZ? Do they want that kind of pressure, you think? I mean, I'm just curious of what your thought
yes,
process.
sir. Yes, sir. Now that we're in day 100 plus, I no longer really feel strongly about the cartel, and I diminished that position down to even like a game.
I think Chris also may have texted Bob because they're on the same page. You're going to see that coming up.
Member or someone like I was speaking about, just that's connected, and you don't have to be in a cartel. Even someone in the Tucson area or close to the border that's just good with being a criminal.
Oh, Butterfly, if you saw Big City Dan like I did, Maureen's like, you better give me that phone call, Chris. I need to evaluate, sir. Let her have at it.
Yeah, no, I respect that 1,000%. Bob?
Aaron,
Yep. So I'm not dying on the hill of being cartel at all anymore.
No, I know. I'm just curious what your thought process is and how it's connecting the dots here. Bob, what were you going to say?
Yeah, Aaron, let me ask you a question. Where do you think Nancy is? Where do you think he or they took her, and where would you envision she is right now?
Can I tell you something, Bob, before I answer that question? And I greatly appreciate your question. I once went to a median in Lafayette, Louisiana, because I'm from Louisiana, and one of my friends just asked me to go, and it was out in the middle of nowhere, and this guy apparently was in the newspaper for solving crimes. I mean, he was the real deal. So I just wanted to mention that. It's just, I'm not a medium at all. I'm not even alluding that. I had no idea really why I told you that, but just, I am kind of really obsessed with every facet that, So to answer your question, at this point, I mean, I feel like she has to be just concealed somewhere. And especially if it was someone that set a deadline, wanted money, it got so big.
Bob asked that question for a specific reason. They're trying to smoke this guy out and get any information they can in case he is the guy. That is the vibe I'm getting. Of course, I want to know where they took. I keep saying, where'd they take her? I can't leave the neighborhood. They can't leave the house. I can't leave the neighborhood. I've tried multiple ways to get out of that neighborhood. Which way did they go, right? It was always what I want to know. Which way? Toward Cali? Toward New Mexico? Did we go south toward the border? Where did we go? That's my question. So Bob's like, where would you take her? Where did they take her? Like, guys, concealed, butterfly.
You gotta dispose. That's what I feel.
Okay. Well, I agree with you. She rather has to be somewhere. I mean, obviously she's concealed, right? But I mean, what do you think this person or persons did with her? Do you think they took her to the desert, to Mexico? Do you think they've concealed her somehow in a home, or what's your sense on that?
This is a very interesting line of questioning. I hate that I missed the whole call.
If I even knew the answer, it's $1 million question, and I understand that.
Because I'll be honest with you, I'd have done the same thing these guys are doing. I would have. I'd have been, let's talk. Tell me more. Yeah? I got questions. I'm not going to run you off. I want you to talk to me.
Concealing and disposing are two different things, and I don't even know which one it is. But I originally also looked at the landscape and even the egress from day one, and I probably had the egress before it was even it was literally one road, and you just had to make a right and another right and another right. So, and now
What? Well, that was interesting right there. I'm sorry. What did he just say? Hold on. Look, it's going to be
the landscape and even the egress from day one, and I probably had the egress before it was even it was literally one road, and you just had to make a right and another right and another right. So, and then I also looked at the mountains. You don't really want to go north, but yet that's maybe a great desolate place, but it just doesn't feel like they would have went north into the mountain. So south.
I agree. We going south now? I'm not going south. My mind's going toward Cali. Monterey Spike.
And the border being as close as it is just, it is what it is. It doesn't mean that she's there, but
Are you local to the area?
I'm in Phoenix. I'm in.
So he's in Phoenix, but he had been from Louisiana, right? And thank you for becoming a member. Let's see, where did it go? And well, first, here's one. Niece found me through J for J. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for becoming a member. Was it Jennifer who membered up a minute ago? Thank you all for being here. And everybody who did come in from Jay's channel, we appreciate you, and we are so glad to have you all over.
Yeah.
So you are sort of local to the area. You know the area.
Yes, sir. I've been here for 11 years now.
Oh.
Yeah, I've wanted to be involved. I really, truly have wanted to, because the FBI is here in Phoenix. I've literally wanted to ask for a job.
He's literally wanted to ask the FBI for a job. He has been in Phoenix for 11 years. He comes from Louisiana. Well, he says, could be a story. This could be all made up in this guy's head. Let's not pretend we don't have delicate people on the internet, because we do, right? It takes all kinds of kinds. Y'all remember that one time that guy popped into our chat, wanted to jump on the panel, and whatever. And we were like, okay, we'll bite. And then when he got up there, he was this weirdo, and he did not look presentable, and he wanted us to watch what was it he wanted us to watch with him? Old forensic files or something, right? And we were like, dude, what? It takes all kinds, right? That's just what I'm saying. This guy could be somebody with a serious mental problem. It could be an up and up guy. I don't know, but we're going to continue to evaluate. I do believe the guy might have a little bit of a problem, but I don't know for sure yet. We'll continue to evaluate, especially when we get into the sleuth intuition part where he called and he shows us
just to help, just to see what they know, and just to help and be critically thinking, just because this is, yeah, it's so critical, and I'm very attached to it.
Last night's interview room.
Okay, so that was the two clips I put together from that caller. And we're going to refer back to, well, there's going to be some clips where his voice, right? So if you listen to the voice, when we get into the sleuth intuition, we'll do it again. But to see if we can compare, does he sound like the Richard Nolette guy? Actually, I think Sleuth puts a little bit that in his video. Now, after the interview room had aired, Big City Dan was live and he had Maureen on the panel. People began to tell them about the call, all right? And I put these two clips from that live together.
On the interview with Chris and Karen. I don't know if
Great
Bob...
podcast.
Oh, yeah, we absolutely love the interview room. And I'm forever loyal to them. I really appreciated them having me on the show early in this thing. But I guess they're saying something came on last night during the show. I unfortunately was unable to watch the show last night. And Maureen, you were traveling, so I doubt that you did.
No, but I heard some interesting stuff came up. Do you want me to see if one of the guys can join us? No?
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. That'd be
Sure.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Bob Gilliam said he could join us by phone right now if you want. Should I just do a telephone call?
Okay, so Maureen reached out to the guys on the interview room and Bob responds, but Bob was out to dinner. So what they end up doing, because Big City Dan he's learning the tech stuff. Maureen plays Bob's call. He calls Maureen's phone and she plays it over, oh, sorry. And anyway, she plays the call on the live, and Bob didn't know what she was really going to ask, so it kind of put him on the spot, and then we'll see how it unfolds. Watch this.
Or should I try to send him the link? Or
the
I'm going to
telephone
defer
call?
to
It just
technical
fits into
people on that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Maureen, you gotta remember, I'm like a doofus when it comes to
I wasn't talking to you, Dan. I knew better. You see, I was looking at these two guys.
You could probably put on speakerphone.
Should I just put them on speaker?
You sure?
Yeah,
Because
if he's willing to do that, that'd be great.
we
He's
want
out and
to
about.
address it, because a lot of our viewers are mentioning about last night's show on the interview room, and boy, do I regret not seeing it.
Well, we'll watch
Well,
it. I'll watch it here later.
We definitely
Hey,
want to hear
how you
from
doing?
somebody who's been inside the
Y'all won't watch it later, Maureen. It won't be there later, Mo. You're going to have to get Chris to let you listen.
red tape. Let's face it.
We're live on our show right now, and
Robat, was that Robat? Look at the profile picture. I love it. Yes. Pretty sure this is just a lonely recluse who wants to participate in the mystery. I believe you could be right. Chris likely deleted his content because he was dangerously close to insinuating this guy is a guilty party. Was he read technique in his ass? I don't know. I didn't get to watch all of it.
everyone can hear you. And I just wanted to know if we wanted to let you know that a lot of our viewers are talking about the end of the interview room last night, where someone was talking about some interesting information about the Nancy Guthrie case.
Yes, a gentleman named Aaron called in, and he was an interesting fella. I'll say that. He rambled on and on. He mentioned the Zodiac killer. and several, and pardon me, so I'm out and about in Boise, so
No problem.
I'm out at the restaurant actually, so you may hear some background, but he rambled on. As you know, Dan, Chris and Karen have done, I don't know, 2 or 3 live shows, live call-in shows, and last night, I think was the 3rd one, maybe the 4th.
Yeah.
And this guy, we took somewhere in the area of 20, 25 calls, and
we're losing you. We're losing you.
So it made it. I'm sorry.
You're breaking up.
Okay. Yeah. So can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we took, I don't know, somewhere around 25 calls last night, and this gentleman, Aaron is his name. He was the last caller. So, it just made it. It was a 5-hour show last night.
Oh God.
And yeah. So pretty long, and but a very interesting end to the show, as I'm sure you can imagine. And
all right, then we'll touch base with you and Chris later and see if anything else has developed, or if Chris has developed anything.
Yeah, I'll tell you more off air, Maureen.
Okay.
But, I'll talk to you a little later.
All right.
Oh, I'll tell you more off air, Maureen, and we'll talk a little bit later. Bob did not want to get into it, right? She picked up on it. So that was crazy. They're trying to get this scoop on what happened, and they're like, we're not saying a word. But I can almost agree with that comment that we saw earlier that I just highlighted and read a few minutes ago. Did he come dangerously close, right, to insinuating? But I didn't get to hear the whole thing, so I don't really know what to make of the caller, but I think you could be quite right, especially when we go unpacking the rest of the other call. Forrest gifted out some memberships. Thank you, Forrest. Mama Bear, Bass Girl. Oh, nice name. I like that. You got to catch bass? I love to go fishing. Do that a lot around here. Doug, Robat, welcome in. Amber, My Wrench, Angel Eyes was already. Trial Tourist, nice, welcome. Skip to Malou, it's just Irish. Welcome in, everybody who got a membership. We appreciate that. Forrest, thank you so much for gifting those out. So I'm sure that Maureen got to hear that whole take on that, right? That as soon as they ended that live with Big City Dan, she was like calling up Chris going, you got to give me the scoop, my guy. They're all in like this little private group chat to begin with. They have talked about it numerous times. So they were probably all evaluating last night what's up with this guy. But I wonder if Chris is aware that that same guy called into Sleuth Intuition, right, afterwards. And he was a little freaked out about what happened on the interview room, okay? Especially when people began to speculate about the howling in the background. Miss Woozy, where the hell have you been? I was just thinking about you 2 days ago, and I didn't know what to do to reach out or how to reach out, but I had been worried about you and wondering about you. So I'm so happy to see you in the chat. Welcome in, sweetie. I really was worried about you. Everything good? I hope so. I was going to ask my girls, anybody seen Woozy lately? Because we have not seen you. So I'm so glad you came in and checked in with us. All right. I was hoping it wasn't other things that were keeping you away. You know what I'm saying. I'm just so glad you came back. Early this morning around 3 a.m., they were talking about the call on Criminal Network. A chat member sent RN a message on RN's channel. RN denied it was him that called Chris. Yeah, Sleuth Intuition, after he did his live with the caller, when Aaron called into his show, Criminal Network went live because Hella had went live. Creator war, I'm telling y'all. Hella went live. Some shit went down. Criminal Network goes live, and Sleuth Intuition went over there and went live with him. I know. I was up really late last night with my popcorn. Welcome to the Shady Lady Show. Episode 2. I think the first one technically went down with Jay. We just didn't officially call it that. All right. We got more to get into. Holy cow. Okay. So let me show you this YouTube channel that popped up. Well, it didn't pop up. It's been around since 2008. But it's about to pop up with some content unless they change their mind. They probably reserve the right to change their mind, like Cyray. If he can, anybody can. Okay, this, let me get this damn thing out of my way. Get my screen back up here. Okay, so Richard Nolette was the caller who went on Sleuth Intuition. I want to get, okay. It says the Nancy Guthrie case. Well, that's the wrong thing. Let me pull this up a different way. Hold on. All right, I'm going to give you guys the channel name again. It's called Monterey Spike. I'll link it as well, just so we can keep an eye out on it. I'll show you what it's doing, or what it says it's going to do. This is apparently the Richard Nolette guy. And it's weird. Okay, so here he says, let me get my screen where I can control everything better. Okay, so when that Richard Nolette guy came out and said that the porch guy was his brother or whatever, and he went to explain he said that he brought up the Burger Chef cipher, the Zodiac Killer. Same thing Aaron brought up. Aaron brought up Zodiac Killer, but not the Burger Chef cipher stuff. But Nolette certainly did. Now this channel, Monterey Spike, has 127 subscribers. He plans a premiere in 46 hours on the 24th at 10 a.m. Richard Nolette explains the Burger Chef cipher, Zodiac Killer, Nancy Guthrie, Brian Enton investigates. Wait, what? Did he mail all his Burger Chef cipher stuff to Enton? Is that what was received? I wonder if Brian will comment on this in a later video. Think he's aware of all this YouTube drama? Brian, do you watch all our bullshit? Now, when you look at the channel, it was created in October 30th, 2008, and it says 1 video. And it's the upcoming video, right? We'll turn our notification on. Oh, no, notify me. Notification was already on. Sorry. We have 4 people waiting. I don't know, guys. What do y'all make of that? Okay, so we don't know if Richard Nolette and Aaron are the same person yet. Could be. Why not, right? Why? At this point, anything is possible. I'm surprised people aren't saying that was really Tommaso throwing his voice to throw off everybody in the investigation. What? That's what I'm gathering, Doug. So Brian put the video out, what, guys, weeks ago, didn't he, about the neighbor who said that they got the package there for Brian? And apparently it was from that guy. But Brian hasn't confirmed that anywhere. Okay. We'll get into the criminal network stuff in a little while, but let's first of all, and apparently if you speak ill, I'm not speaking ill of anyone. I'm just reporting on what's out there and what has happened. Because apparently if you talk about a grown man on the internet, they get real butthurt. They block you. They don't want to talk to you. They want to dox you. They want to call you names because they're just grown men. I don't know how, I can't explain it. Because that's who's doing it, is the grown men. Hell, the men block me on the Twitter or X faster than the women will. In a heartbeat. Won't you, JLR and Criminal Network? Oh, I don't even know why. Proposing a question? Anyway, let's get on. Let's get on. Let's get it on. Okay. Playlist. Jay always says, "Smoke them if you got them." I say, "Eat them if you got them," because I like to eat my weed these days. My gummy kicked in. I couldn't help it. Yes, Forrest is turning that chat green. Forrest is an OG. We wouldn't know what to do without our Forrest. I'm telling you, me and my girls, we would be lost without our Forrest on occasion. I'm gonna tell y'all, we miss him when he's busy. None of us can do this alone. It takes a village, man. Haven't y'all heard? Okay. Semi-sharp. I can't help it. I told you I get myself in trouble because I'm honest to a fault. And that happened accidentally when I did that throat chakra work that one time. And I just said, screw it. I ain't reversing all that. I'm keeping this voice. It might get me in trouble from time to time, but hell, at least I'm not silenced. Okay, so let's pull up the video with Sleuth Intuition. And we'll go to, there's a timestamp I want to go to first. Let me see. Is this my right? Is this the right thing? Hold on. I messed up. I wonder what Dr. Gary would evaluate that caller as, right? Oh, I would love to hear. Oh, can we do Chris, can we do a show just on that caller and let Dr. Gary evaluate the caller? I'm here for it. And if y'all know me, you know why. Okay, let me get this up. Oh man, there goes that horse and buggy guy down the road again. He got a new buggy, guys. I've got to get a picture of this man's horse and buggy, this old man, and show it to you guys. It is so badass. I want it. I'm like, dude, can you make me one? I want to get me a horse and a buggy now so I can go ride around. Man, is that the wind whipping across the field? Holy shit. Sorry, guys. I was looking out my window and like the field is just nothing but dust blowing. It's so dry up here and the wind is crazy. They came and plowed the fields to get ready to plant and now it's all blowing everywhere. Oh, Hawkeyes, the other day I was sitting out back talking to Butterfly on the phone and there's this giant tree right behind my yard, and I love to sit there and watch it, right? Because the birds and all fly around, whatever. All of a sudden, I was like, holy shit, this big hawk came flying behind the tree. His wingspan was massive, and in his mouth was this giant snake. And he landed out in the field, and Butterfly's like, don't let him drop it on your head. I'm like, thank God I'm sitting under the pole barn. I'm safe. Y'all remember seeing that video where the hawk drops the snake onto the lady? Like, not today, snake. Okay. Let me get the... People were giving him a hard time about changing a tire. All right, let me get everything pulled up so I can get to my timestamps on this. Okay. Now, so we heard the guy mention when he talked to Sleuth, no, I didn't get pictures. I was on I didn't get a picture in time. He landed with that big snake. He wasn't letting that one go. I watched him. I was like, whoa. He's scooped. I live in the woods. I live up in the country, right? So I know I'm surrounded by the woods and well, open fields and woods. He went down to the creek and got him a snake and enjoyed it, apparently. Okay. Now, about the Monterey Spike. So let me start there because he's going to show you something. And if you guys, if y'all watch Sleuth, you already know about this. If you don't, I knew about it because I did see it and I did watch this actual thing because I was curious. It's been a while, though. Now, I just showed you the YouTube channel, so... Oh, come on here. Here we go. Get that. Is it going to go? Yeah. Now, someone with that name left a comment on his stream a while back, right? The Monterey Spike. It says, this was a satanic sacrifice committed by my family members. Nancy was killed for her Christian beliefs and to destroy her children. Most especially Savannah Guthrie. All of this was planned more than 6 years in advance and is outlined in a September of 2019's Burger Chef cipher. This also served as a map to Nancy's dismembered remains, which will be found in Rose Canyon Lake. 3 plastic bags wrapped in netting and weighted down, deposited into deep water near the dam, under the light of a full snow moon. The fuck, dude? Monterey Spike. What in the world is that? All right. So that guy's going to premiere a video soon and explain to all of us this Burger Chef cipher nonsense. Oh, Lordy. Does it have anything to do with Miss Nancy? Is it just a bunch of weirdos like WSU Mom Kim who love to insert themselves into cases? I don't know.
Right. So somebody with the YouTube handle Monterey Spike was going around leaving these comments. This one read, "This was a satanic sacrifice committed by my family members." Right? So of course that's going to get my attention. Nancy was killed for her Christian beliefs. Makes sense, right? It was a pagan holiday and a snow moon. And to destroy her children, most especially Savannah Guthrie. All of this was planned more than 6 years in advance and is outlined in September of 2019's Burger Chef cipher. So that's where he kind of left me. But either way, while we're talking about it, this individual shows up in the chat. I think somewhere around here.
M-I-K-E? Well, his full name is Michael, but he goes...
Okay, so that's him. So let's listen to Richard. This is Richard's voice. In Monterey, in old Mexico. I like that song. Here, let me take this off the screen.
I read the burger information.
Yeah, just turn off the video
just
in the
mute
background.
it. So he just called in. Let's listen. This is the first time I talked to him.
Yeah, let me just a second, please.
Sure, take your time. You let me know if you think it's the same person.
Okay, so they're getting Nolette queued up to listen to his voice compared to the Aaron caller. Doug, in my opinion, it's legit whether or not you believe the interpretation. I don't know what it said. I'm gonna have to watch the guy's video premiere because I don't know. I didn't jump in and deep dive it. You know, I don't have any clue. I know that Sleuth kind of like deep dove it on his channel, but I didn't watch the whole thing of it, right? So I don't know what to make of any of it. I don't know.
So it should sound better now. I paused the video, right?
Yeah, you sound great. And you said your name was what?
My name is Richard Nolette Jr.
Richard Nolette Jr. Now, did you guys recall what the voice sounded like on the interview room? We're trying to see if it's the same guy or not. Or are they different? Sleuth thinks they're different guys. I don't know. I can't tell.
I'm the half brother of the guy at the Nancy's front door. His is Mike Nolette.
M-I-K-E? Let me see if I can find something on X with the guy's voice. Hold on.
He's getting his stuff
Let's
together
see.
there. Hang on. He does finally get it. Let me.
Trust really has degraded over the last 12 years, and now.
So that's the voice of Aaron. He went to X to find that clip of Aaron, and they're comparing it to the Nolette guy.
Okay, so that's him right there. All right, so let's play this clip here. This is Aaron.
So I do trust you in that I have nothing to hide, but I mean, again, it's just, but I probably.
Well, his full name is Michael, but he goes by the name Mike.
Let's see. Why won't it let me pull this back up?
To me, their voices sound similar, though.
What the hell? Oh, because it's over here. Hold on. My bad.
You would want to, I mean.
Hawkeyes, who you talking about? Putting her name and everything out there live stream as they called her on the phone on their lives. Who? One of the neighbors? Some of them neighbors like those streamers. Some of those neighbors don't like those streamers. The cops have been down there every time those guys are out there going live. The cops are showing up. So I don't know what the sheriff's doing in that town anymore. I don't know.
I'm not gonna not give you what you asked for.
Like, how do you spell the last?
I have no reason not to.
N as in Nancy, OLETTE.
Playing them both at the same time.
I don't know.
Richard, tell me what's going on here, buddy.
What more?
Please,
I
understand.
So I don't know what you want to ask me unless you
Well,
want to,
I was raised in a family that was really violent, but I thought was a heck of a lot more normal than this. A few years ago, I started realizing that
He's going to stop. He's taking it the other one down, guys. Hold on.
my family is satanic, and they're
So I mean, to me, it definitely seems like two different people.
Okay, I'm going to bring up that caller now. I don't know if you guys you have to go back and listen to the Nolette guy. I guess when that account goes live, if he talks, or you can go over to Sleuth Intuition and do your own voice comparison with it, right? But let me pull his video back up because I want to get to the part where Aaron calls Sleuth, and apparently it is a different guy than the Nolette guy. They sound similar to me, but I can't say they're the same guy, even though I can say they do. To me, they sound similar. But let me get the right one up. What do you guys think, right? Okay, let me get the call brought up. This will be the same caller that called into the interview room. And it's definitely the same caller. Okay, let's see it. Let me get to the timestamp here. When it starts, I'm going to mute out and go to the restroom, and then I'll be back. Let's see, 50. Let me get down here to it. There probably wouldn't be a big deal being made about the call if the interview room hadn't taken the call out of their live stream. Because if it was really a nothing burger kind of call, why remove it? But if you were dangerously close of doxing someone and accusing them of something, maybe that would have been enough to remove it. You have to ask that question, right? We don't know. We know, well, we know things. So, okay. Now he does share his profile picture on the screen with Sleuth. This is him just underneath Sleuth there. And this is where Aaron calls in live on his show after the interview room part where they called them.
The source. Is this the Aaron, the source?
Yes, it's me.
Okay, I'm going to mute out for a second while it's playing, guys. Sounds different to you? What do you guys think in the chat? Those of you who have heard the voices, throw a 1 if you think they're the same guy, 2 if it's separate guys. Because I'm on the fence. I'm thinking probably is 2 separate guys, especially since he called Sleuth twice. You know, both guys have called Sleuth now, and he's talked to both of them. So he may know, you know, can be able to tell better than we can. Jet's not impressed with the caller. Yeah, I'm not impressed with it. I'm impressed with the fact they took it off the live stream. Does that not bother y'all? Do y'all understand what we're doing here? Why take it out of the live stream if it was a nothing burger? There's something about it that caused them to take it out of the live stream. That's concerning either way. Whether it was Chris about to do something he shouldn't have, or if the caller really was that far gone, right? I don't know. We're just evaluating. But yeah, everybody's going to feel their way about it. I don't know that this, you know, if that doesn't look like the guy at the porch, right? If you look at the profile picture because of the bushy, oh look, my God, he's got bushy eyebrows. I just noticed that. Holy shit. I'm not saying, I don't know who did what. Do not ask me for a description because I'm bad at that stuff.
Oh, hold on. I have somebody else joining that shouldn't, and then.
So Doug, the doxing. Okay, getting back to, I don't know how Chris doxed the guy. Did he get him to say his real name? Did he get him to offer up a lot of private information that the guy shouldn't have? How did Chris dox him without the guy being a willing participant to dox himself? That's what I'm confused about. How did he actually dox it? They made it a spectacle. Right. I get that. So they embarrassed themselves, so they removed it. I wouldn't have. I'd have left it. Leave the conversation. That's a red flag when people start taking stuff out of their content that was live. I got to wonder why you do stuff like that. I find it bizarre. If I held a live stream and then come, you know, within 30 minutes of it, I'm going back and taking stuff out. Why would I have to do that? Shouldn't get that far. It shouldn't go that far.
There's another Aaron. So, hold on. Let me just ban these other people.
Hold on.
Wait. Hyper Kimberly, hold up. I think Chris went too hard too soon. Asking for DNA went too far. Did he ask the guy for a DNA sample? The fuck? Chris was pushing pretty hard. Okay. So y'all think Chris got a suspicious feeling, but it was really a nothing burger, and he kind of like his tunnel vision problems? Is that what we're doing here? Because I can see it. I was wondering on just the clips I was able to see. I didn't know if Chris really believed the guy could be a suspect or if he was just wondering and trying to figure that out. Because why the very last caller you get that way with? You did what was that show, like several hours long, many callers ahead of that guy. He was literally the last caller. And from what we're hearing, it was a 2-hour call. And now it's all gone from the live stream. Huh. Interesting. All right, here we go.
This is a way bigger deal than it ever needed to be. But I've also told you in my email, this is not how I wanted to be introduced with you. And I feel pretty bad that I'm even having to come here. I see people saying I have to prove anything. I don't have to prove anything to you, number one, because I know what I say is the truth. And just because you don't, that's not my problem. And, you know, all of you people, you hide behind, but I came forward. I said all of my piece. I said everything as it should be said, because it's the truth. That's who I am. And nobody else has done that. So what more, I don't see what more burden I have that, anyway.
What is it that you wanted to say? I know you wanted to say something, but you were unable to.
Yeah. You got people now saying, sorry, I'll tell you, but I mean, really, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, I told everybody, and I'm going to diffuse as much as I can here. I told, like, members of my family today, it's true that my neighbor has a pug. Okay. When they moved in like 6 months ago, they left us a note on the door and a bag of Starbucks coffee and said, hey, our dog has separation anxiety and he gets loud sometimes. And yes, he does howl. And then you got people, it was very weird vibe timing. And to be honest, like, I had my headphones in, I couldn't even really hear the dog. I wasn't aware that it was so prominent in the recording.
Well, it sounded like a dog to me. It sounded like a dog to me. So I don't know what the problem is.
It is a dog. So yeah, man, I am here in Phoenix. I never go to Tucson. Okay. I think I went to the Biodome a couple of years ago. I've maybe driven through, but it's been years. I don't have business there. So, I mean, none of what anybody says makes any sense. Some lady said when she called in on your other video,
oops, sorry,
that something about that I'm connected to Howard Stern 1997. I would have been 6 years old in 97. I mean, how does that make any sense?
You know what? Every case that I've covered, somebody calls in and mentions that, because it was just something. It was like a strange call in. That's why. Right. I don't know why they thought.
Why haven't you responded to my email though?
Which one?
Did you not see that?
No. Did you just send it?
No, I sent it this morning, but I mean, at this point, it's like,
I've been really busy.
You guys are even saying Aaron's Handyman Scottsdale LLC, like, and this guy's not really 54. Like, you guys seriously do not know what you're talking about. I mean,
me, I didn't.
But I'm glad. Anyone who has, I'm glad it could be. You know, I'm not glad, because I didn't intend for it to be entertaining. The reason why I called and why you asked is to discuss all the circumstantial things that everybody has been discussing. And what's disgusting about all this is that I really have not voiced my opinion at all. And everybody gets away with pretty much anything that they can say. I mean, yeah, people will get scrutinized, but I come forward with genuine, it was a little impulsive of me to call at the moment and get involved.
And there you have it, Butterfly bringing it. So why not call into the FBI and collect the reward instead of calling these creators? Especially if he's in on it, or the guy, right? Maybe he's just one of those kinds we got to hold his hand through life, right? Or could he be part of a family of people who already have mental instability? Do you got a sister, dude? I'm curious. You talk a lot about your brother. What about Is there a sister somewhere asking for a friend?
Involved in the conversation, but otherwise, somehow after doing all that and being morally, trying to be morally do a good thing, I somehow have to prove even more to people, I guess, because what some doors were open, but as I told Chris too, because I emailed him as well, I'm not sure if that's why he took down the video, but
I wonder if he used a VPN when he emailed them. Because, sir, they got your IP address now. They already know who you are. By the end of the night, they knew who you were. You were talking to a bunch of cops, dude. Oh boy.
What did I'm getting a little sidetracked. I mean, obviously, you guys are probably gang up on me about that too. Like, oh, this guy.
No, I didn't talk to anybody. Like, honestly, I was a little bit upset when I heard the interview because I felt like nobody was listening to you.
I mean, I had to go back and re-listen to it myself. And at first, people were saying, oh, this guy was just, I did, going back and listening to it, it was clear that while I thought that we were engaging in the conversation, but in reality, it was all just kind of it was all geared to kind of like try and pin me or set me up or trying to catch me in a lie or like expose me or whatever. It's so bizarre. And just because you have...
He was on to you, Chris McDonough. He must have had some dealings with the cops in the past. Their trick questions and their read technique. Lord help us all.
Someone, who comes and doesn't, I mean, I tried to just... I don't know, man. I don't know if it was anything novel or anything. It's not, because, and every bit of information that I even said was things that are said by you and other people. So everything that I know is not even things that I've concluded on, or gathered on my own. It's gathered from other people that are saying it. And so,
oh no, Kimberly, it's quite weird at this stage. In the beginning, we all could appreciate it, right? All the media was out there. No big deal. We're used to that. That's expected. But at this point, what are we doing? We're jumping cones and eating shit in the road and having barbecue parties. Barbecue for everybody. And sweet tea. And Ted jumping cones. Where's Miss Nancy?
If you go and you listen, or if you could listen to everything that I said, not one thing that was said is something that's not already out there, right?
Yeah, you were just having a conversation like we all do here on this platform. So I don't understand what's so. I don't know what the big deal is. I'm confused by it.
I think the big deal now is that now that I have you on the phone, I should tell you that you are all heavily mistaken, big time, and all the chats and all the comments and everything that's very derogatory. It's a bit defaming. I mean, it's harassing. It is based on false information, and the fact that you're like perpetuating and donations and like continuing it rather than trying or even checking your email, man. I don't know why you didn't do that, but the fact that you're engaging in the conversation and taking donations over lies, I mean, now you're kind of crossing into kind of, like I said last night, crossing boundaries, and it is your channel.
He's mad now. They're crossing boundaries. They're taking super chats all on his dime. Like, honey, baby, you shouldn't have called none of them.
And I did watch
what do you.
you.
Be specific. Like, be specific. Like, what are you even talking about? We don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
How am I not being specific? I've called
You're
out
not
so
being
many.
specific. Just be specific. Like, what's the problem?
Come on, man. I've been more than specific.
No, you're
even
vague.
last
You're
night.
like, the only reason
specific.
there's the mystique about you is because you're so vague. Stop being vague and stop the shit. What is it? Let's hear it. Stop.
I don't
beating around the
understand
bush.
what the.
Stop beating
Dude.
around the bush.
What, am I beating around the bush, huh?
Yeah.
What would you even like to hear? Because I don't think that
what are you
you're
even
ever going to
talking
hear
about?
what you want to hear.
But what are you even talking about? You haven't said anything. You're just like saying a bunch of stuff without really even saying anything.
What I've said is I'm reiterating everything that I've said before
Exactly.
is true, and everything that I'm seeing now coming from you and everyone else.
What did you say
is
before? What's
untrue.
the original statement? What did you say at the very beginning? Let's start there.
My name is Aaron, number one. It is. All right, I'm sorry to disappoint everybody, but it is. I don't even know Richard. You know what's sad about this? Is that there's certain
I never
parts.
thought you were Richard.
All right, well, it doesn't matter.
mistreated.
Doesn't matter. But that's one thing. And, I mean, there's plenty of things, man. I'm honestly kind of a little overwhelmed. I have a few screenshots, honestly, if I wanted to go, if you needed me to go back and pick out anything, but I don't think I have to do that again, because
You guys are savage, and I'm here for it.
the burden of proof is not on me. And I'm actually calling you to ask you, you know, since I can make contact with you, since I can reach you, I'm asking you politely if you can cease and desist your
Oh, no, God, no.
any of these mentions.
No, cease and desist now. Well, hang up the phone and go get a cup of tea or coffee or whatever your vice might be. Take your meds.
Okay. In a
I've
polite
never mentioned
way.
you. I've never even mentioned you. This is the first time you're called into my show. So if you don't want to be mentioned, you don't call into a show where you put yourself.
No. You did a live last night, right after the interview room, and you had super chats coming up, and the whole video you were talking about me and
It wasn't
everyone
about
else.
you. They brought you up. I didn't bring you up.
I get that, but it's still your content. You're the sole moderator of it, and I'm telling you, you're the owner, and I'm telling you,
That's why I'm giving you the
actually
platform. You're
informing
gonna
you.
try to chastise me. I'm giving you the platform so you can speak your mind, and then you're gonna blame me for everything.
No, because it just felt like, you know,
You're blaming me. I didn't do.
I was
I
being
didn't do shit to
bullshitted
you.
a little bit. It
I'm
felt
helping
like
you.
people were
I'm helping you
bullshitting.
right now. Right? Let's go to the source. Right? Didn't I call you the source? And then you're going to take that opportunity to shoot me in the foot? This is your chance. Address the people who are actually talking shit about you. I didn't say anything about you.
Okay, well, can we just say that I've clearly done that? Do we not all agree? Because despite what you all think about my personal character, I don't care if you think I'm on the spectrum or whatever, but every other little detail, like,
Yeah, and I'm not judging you, by the way. I seriously want to hear what you have to say.
It's not about judging. It's about the personal doxing now. And like, okay, we cross the line of just pointing fingers of judgment, perhaps. I don't know that. I don't know that to be certain, and I want to avoid that. I do.
Yeah, not me. I didn't do anything.
Because it's very dangerous comments that are being made.
Yeah, don't let that affect you. Like, these are just random people on social media, and when you put yourself out in the public, that's what you're putting that's what you should be expecting. Doesn't mean they're right? They don't know who you are for real. You can't pay too much attention to that. Trust me. I live in this realm.
Well, some people also put their energy in the wrong places as well. Like, I mean, I don't deserve all the scrutiny of, I mean,
yeah, and I don't know why you're getting it.
People, you're fair to give it. It's fair. It's okay. It's not okay, but it's your life, and you're allowed.
Welcome, Cutsy. Thanks for joining us.
To do that, obviously, but
yeah, I mean, you can't just. How many people are on this planet? Half of them are negative. I mean, you can't fight with half of the world. You know what I mean? You just have to just be like, well, that's your opinion. Has nothing to do with my reality.
All right. So, I guess we're done here then.
Sure.
Because
Thanks for calling in.
I have nothing more to say. Thanks.
I appreciate it, Aaron. Call again, okay? You don't have to go. I'm not kicking you out of here.
He's gone. Okay, so that was the Aaron caller. He calls over to the interview room, as we all know. We watched the 2 clips we had from that in the beginning of the show, and then he calls over to Sleuth. Now, I don't know what to make of that guy. Is he just a poor guy with a story? And he knows not what he says? Or is there any truth behind it? I don't know. You would think if there was any truth behind that, he would absolutely be reaching out for that $1 million, right? Make his life a little easier. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. I try. Hey, I couldn't do it without all you guys. The community is where it's at, man. You guys make this all possible. You make me want to come out here and do it. I like to unpack this and talk to my community about it. I'm just one of you guys. It says Salty Sleuth investigates, but we investigate together. I'm not here to, I don't think I'll solve a case today. We don't know if we can solve this case or not. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the Monterey Spike channel, see what they present in a couple of days. Is this the same guy, the Monterey Spike, that sent the package to Brian Enton? And did he send the cipher stuff to Enton, hoping Enton would jump in head first? Kind of like I get sent stuff. People hope I'm going to go run live with it, but I'm no Jacob. Slow your roll, cowboy. This is not the Jacob channel. We don't just run with what we get sent into the DMs. We have to vet and ask several people who are smarter than we are. Okay. Okay. This is wild, y'all. I don't know what to make of it. What do y'all think? I think y'all are expressing your opinions. Let's see. Why not reach out to the FBI immediately? Y'all know the FBI, the cops, they pay attention to what's being said on these YouTube channels. We know that from the Brian Koberger case. The Koberger case was 1.5 years in when all of a sudden filings popped up in the middle of the summer, subpoena YouTube channels, the entire comment section, yeah, all of that. They're watching because they know in the big scheme of things, the suspects can call into a show. We can't say it won't ever happen, right? But is this guy that guy? I'm not thinking that he is. I'm thinking he might be a guy with a little bit of problems, but maybe not. Monterey sent all his originals to Enton, so when he talked to Sleuth, he didn't have his color-coded cipher. Yeah. I wonder what Enton thought when he saw all of that, right? He's like, what is this? What do I do with it? Do I make a video about it? Do I talk about it? Is it just a nut job? I wonder if Brian will respond now that he sees all the talk on the Twitters going around. I don't know that Brian consumes any of our YouTube channels. Y'all know what I'm saying? I just don't know that he does. But I know he sees what gets tweeted. And these clips are all over. And I hadn't heard anything about that being the same guy. That sent Enton stuff being the same guy as this Monterey Spike, a.k.a. Richard Nolette Jr. character, who claims that the porch guy is his brother. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. Probably rolled his eyes. Who's at a talent show? Someone's at a talent show. Are they talented? Will y'all watch that Monterey Spike channel to see what that presentation is going to be about? The cipher, right? I haven't dove into it, so I'll watch it because I'm curious. Of course we're curious. We had a couple of, this won't be the first time strange channels have popped up with content concerning an active case. This ain't my first rodeo. So be real careful on the YouTube streets. And we're going to do that over the next couple of days. We're going to be super careful because it's getting dangerous out there. We need to sit back. My opinion is we just need to sit back and what can be proved. Too many jump into conclusions. Yeah, I can agree with that because I have no idea if this guy's telling the truth or just a individual with some problems, right? Those exist too. They do. It's just, I guess that I can also understand that maybe Chris took it down because of the way the call was going, with their implications, right? I would love to hear more of that entire call though, so I could evaluate it better, because I love to have more information. I don't like just getting parts of it. I like to hear the whole thing so I can make a true evaluation. That's the way I like to roll. But damn. Not a canyon. Doug, don't do that to our brains. Don't we gonna hurt our brains on this one? Oh, Lord. We're going to have a show after the Monterey Spike channel's cipher presentation and discuss. Oh, a school talent show. Oh, the little is performing. Amazing. My grandson went yesterday to school. Well, of course, he goes to school, but it's wrapping up, right? They had their little awards program yesterday. So he got all his awards and everything. It was great. Yeah, the school year is wrapping up, everybody. What are y'all going to do? Y'all know how that comes with summer and all the kids, and oh boy, settle in for that. Mine are all grown now, so I don't have the littles running around anymore. I just got 2 little grandchildren, and they have parents, so I'm good. I just take care of these 4 pets and call it a day. And come out here on the YouTubes. All right, now we'll switch gears a little bit because we're always going to have to sit with this wild caller information for a little while. And I don't know if Chris really believed in the end that guy could be suspicious enough that he turned anything over to law enforcement, or how that went down. There's a bunch of cops involved, so who knows how they're thinking, right? They probably absolutely tracked that dude down and tried to find out all they could about him. I wouldn't be surprised, especially if they were suspicious. That doesn't mean they were correct in their suspicions. It doesn't mean just because they're seasoned veteran officers doesn't mean they're correct in their suspicions, right? It don't roll like that. Now, there's been some drama between these damn people out here on these streets, and I don't get it. I don't know why y'all want to act like that, but you do. And then we are going to review it. Now, if y'all were here the other day, y'all saw me have a show with Jay. Jay for Justice came over, and she was our guest. It was a great show. I enjoyed the conversation. I think a lot of you did as well. Now, JLR has got himself caught up into some legal battles with a few people out there because JLR wants to put people on blast who fake call 911 reports on YouTube streamers outside of Nancy's house. Let's find them. Let's put them on blast. But the second you blast him, you're getting served. Or if you pose a question, you get blocked. Okay. I got blocked from JLR years ago, but I thought I was cool with Criminal Network, but apparently not. Apparently not. And apparently Hella forgets who used to be a part of her channel and used to hang out all the time. She has to be reminded or told, you used to come in and hang out in my chat. Honey, you're fully aware they hung out in your chat because they were a full-on Delphi crank. And when you were trying to bridge the gap between the community, honey, you know. So last night, she had a guest on Badass67. I don't know if y'all know from the account from X. I am well aware of the account. Butterfly, I know my mods are. We're very familiar with the account. Badass goes hard after JLR. And he got served papers too. Okay, so he goes over onto Hella's channel last night and he starts laying into Criminal Network. Shabugs, you're going to like this. You're going to like it. So, and I have no dog in this hunt. I am not taking sides because I think this shit is comical and it's childish. That's why I'm reviewing it. It's for fun. All right. So Badass lays into Criminal Network, but Criminal Network, being the guy he is, he's like, what? I'm here for it. You got something to say? So we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it. Can't help it. Yep, I get you. I get you. Okay, let me get this set up. Did I actually, let me see. Okay, we're not watching the whole stream because I just put a clip together. We're not doing all that. Okay. Fair use, we're reviewing. We will stop and commentate on all the things that YouTube requires. I've never got a strike from an angry creator who got mad at me for using their stuff, kind of like HTC does to people. That's a whole ass Lauren Matthias move. Let's just know that going into this. So, with that said, fair use and all the things. I'm trying to, hang on. Yeah, girl, I use the Restream. I'm a cheap ass. I'm not paying all that money for StreamYard to let me talk when I can come do it here for free. I mean, you know what I mean? I like StreamYard. I had problems. I mean, I don't like StreamYard. I had problems with them. I like my Restream, actually, a lot. Okay. So, this is a clip last night from Hella's show. Lordy. And this guy on the bottom, he is Badass67 from X. And we're going to let this play out. And Dolly actually had something to say this time, instead of sitting there with a bizarre look on his face, wondering what was happening. Uh-oh, I messed it all up. Let me do this over. Like, I was a little shocked. I was like, oh, somebody got some balls all of a sudden. They grew a pair. Okay, now we're cooking with Crisco again. All right, now. Now, after this, he did go over, Criminal Network went live, and I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched part of it, and I have to tell you, in the beginning, Alex had me rolling. I couldn't help it. I was laughing. It's comical shit, y'all. I can't help it anymore. All right, here we go.
Is your mic working and things? We'll see. Just go.
Using us for your content is crazy. Bro, you use a fucking 84-year-old woman who's missing for content.
See, Criminal's question or his comment there, using us for content is crazy. Dolly's like, brah, using Miss Nancy for content is crazy.
Okay. No big deal. But then when they did it this time, I mean, I really don't care what he says about me, what he shows about me. Obviously, he loves my package because you had to split that picture in half and show that. So, you know, he's liking that there. For some reason he likes what's in my pants. But when he brought up my first wife, which is my son's mother.
Now, we're going to notice how this host continues to laugh and instigate things. Instigator.
And my second wife, which we were married for 25 years. It's a sad story kind of there. But when he brought their names up and their maiden names and stuff too, that's what pissed me off. And hey, man, no holds barred anymore.
All right. Hey, Alex, how's it going, mate? How's the baby dick?
Yeah, my man titties would slap you, BA.
Dude, you'd piss your pants if I was in front of you. You talk, yeah. All right, dude, I'm going to fly, 1,400 miles just to come see your fat ass? You're a joke sitting behind a computer, man. Go take your acorn cock and go find something to stick it in.
Oh, Lord.
You're a joke. You're nothing but talk. Yappity, 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 yap. Living in what? Your daughter's little room or something like that, ain't it? On a futon? Yeah. Go get a job, man.
Criminal Network says, come see me, Grandpa. Fuck.
Well, I mean, right now he's like sleeping outside. There's the girthy shack.
That is badass on the bottom. He was on Hella's last live. If y'all want to go watch it, I did not watch the whole thing. I caught a part of it, and I was actually surprised that I did. And when I caught this shit, and I only caught it because when Criminal Network went live last night, I watched the beginning of it. And I was like, what? And then I went and saw it. I was like, okay, now I get it. Yeah. So that is badass from Twitter on the bottom there.
Well, he did have a job as a professional dishwasher, but he got fired because he was chasing Nancy Guthrie. Says a lot about him, huh? And don't forget how he was so stoned and crashed his car because he's such a great guy too, you know. Come on, dude, you're a joke. You're a goddamn joke and you know it. You're
So when they held the boots on the ground search for Nancy Guthrie, 10 minutes into the search, Alex did wreck his car. That's what he just brought up.
Fucking off of your buddy JLR. Plain and simple. Go away.
Butterfly.
Hell.
Funny that Alex turns up. Alex, like you told me that you were you used to hang out in this chat.
See?
And you got annoyed.
People tell me you used to hang out in this chat. Honey, you know. Every Delphi crank in the fucking nation knows. Don't bring out Crank Nation, baby girl. It's not advisable. But you knew who this was the entire time. When you gonna quit lying to your community?
This is going great.
I got a tiny little dick.
I hope Ted shows
That's
up.
about what you look like, jackass.
Dolly says, I hope Ted shows up. And Miss Thing's up there snorkeling in her hand.
If you give me a minute, I'll tell you how I really feel.
Yeah.
Now, these guys are a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's
Come
Alex?
see me. Okay.
Almost
comedy.
comedy, he says. Yeah.
Well, I'm a fan of you, Alex.
Gold, trust me.
Like that thing with the whole, you've got a baby dick and you stick it in really fast and all that thing. Like that was comedy. That. Yeah, that was pleasant to watch, Alex. Oh.
Well, why don't you go make some more death and rape threats to women like you do? You're such a big man, tough guy, huh?
Nobody's enjoying it.
By the way, do you know where Criminal Network came from? It's not because he's a criminal. That's his failed rap group and label. Go check, look at his channel. Go back a few years and look at these retarded rap videos that he tried to make. Essay.
Anyway,
what the fuck?
Nice to have you here, Alex. We always like
I wasn't laughing. I'm a big fan, buddy.
I'm still laughing at you, jackass. Come on. I'm still laughing at you. I won't stop either because you're a fuck. I almost dropped that F-bomb. Sorry. You're a joke. You're a big-ass joke.
The world definitely needs another white rapper.
He can't even rap. He uses AI to make his stupid shit about Lauren, which, you know, they were at her house last night having dinner.
Oh, he brought up the name Lauren. Watch her. I know a Lauren. You didn't do your homework again. Again.
Little does she know that they made fun like shit out of her. Making jokes about her and the sign and taking care of the memorial. Oh, yeah, she's a freaking moron, too. But he uses AI to make his shit about Sue Ellen and all this and that. Come on, dude. You're a joke. You're a joke. Go get a job. Wash dishes somewhere. Maybe the Cheesecake Factory.
Who's Lauren?
I hear Ted can get you in.
Woozy, we did a show. You can go. We did a live. If you want to go watch it, you can go review my live with Jay for Justice, and you can figure out what the ping situation's all about.
Which Lauren? I know of a Lauren, but it's a different Lauren, I think.
The lady that's supposed to be taking care of the memorial.
She's like, is it my Lauren? My cash cow? Is it my Lauren they went to? And what? My Lauren? My cash cow. My 111 videos worth of cash cowism. Ping could not see into the future the way Hella could. Remember, she said that Ping had a time difference problem because he's in Australia and couldn't keep up with the American stuff, but boy, she sure could. 111 videos worth.
In front of Nancy's house and making those signs to the perpetrators that they were making fun of her and all this shit, and how could she do that and park on the street? Yet, oh, she had them all over for dinner last night. Yeah, how about that?
Was that?
She's like, oh, was that what I saw on Twitter that I was going to play in a minute? Is that what that was? That's who Lauren is? Yes, girl.
Was that this? Hang on.
These people con every single person they come across.
Well, I believe that. Is that this dinner?
Right there, yep. That's the lady that takes care of the memorial out in front of Nancy Guthrie's house, who claims she was a friend of Nancy's, but she's really not.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I was gonna play this. Because the hypocrisy in this little clip here blows my mind.
And that's the end of that. I ended it where she said the hypocrisy blows her mind. Yeah, she sat there and let this go down last night and pretended she didn't know who Criminal Network was when she absolutely did, right? And she knew what Badass was going to come out and talk about beforehand. I don't know if someone told Alex they were doing it or if he just saw it and went and watched it or whatever, but he sure didn't mind coming in and saying, hey, here I am, right? If you got something to say, you can say it to me. That was wild. And then if y'all are, he did go live after that last night and talk about that. And Sleuth Intuition ended up joining him. I didn't watch the whole show. I don't really know what all they talked about. I know they talked a little bit more about the Nolette situation, Guy, Aaron of it all. Yeah, she does. It blew me away, Shug, when she said, Shabugs, when she said, they're telling me you used to hang out in my chat. Who's telling her? Her mods? I know who hangs out in my chat because I look at it, right? I read it. I talk to you guys. I interact with my chat. Not always. Look, people gonna feel some type of way about Alex. Alex is I was so familiar with that channel long before Nancy Guthrie, right? In fact, I got mad one time because somebody would come over here and co-host with me, and Criminal Network came into our chat once on a Delphi case and said some things that the person hosting me didn't like. And I'm like, whoa, 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 do not go after, this is my channel. right? Leave him alone, because I watched a lot of the stuff Criminal Network put out in the Delphi case. I don't know what he's doing in Nancy Guthrie's case. You know what I'm saying? But I know what all's been out there and the crazy accusations and all that. But these people want to fight constantly. It's like they want to call each other out, and I don't know why. Yeah, you stopped watching Hella a while ago. She decided to go after Jay because Jay didn't speak out enough against JLR in her mind. And it's none of we all can, come on, calling everybody out, calling each other out. It's like, what are we doing? Why do we have to keep doing that? Why is that everything? Why can't we come and talk about these cases and evaluate them and discuss theories and all the things that are relevant, unpack court documents, listen to hearings, go to Supreme Court oral arguments, try to present the case the best we can and do coverage, but without making up stuff, without making up crazy thumbnails and crazy headlines. It's bizarre behavior out here. Miss Woozy, 10 months in. Yes, thank you for being here. I'm glad you came back in because I really was thinking about you. Yeah, I agree, Shabugs. The thing is, I feel like part of that is I see what's gaining traction in the U.S. and I want a piece of that pie. Okay? Delphi case is a prime example. All you got to do is put Delphi in your thumbnail and they're going to come. She knew that. So, of course, I'm just going to leave it at that. You don't just grab stuff because it's got traction, right? I like a case because a case intrigues me. There's cases out there, Lynette Hooker, big traction. I haven't even covered it here. I can't get into it like that. I'm just watching the headlines, right? Like, I don't know what's happening with some of these people sometimes and why they do all this. Hey, Colby's getting ready to do something over there, Woozy, from what I understand. I don't know the whole story, so I don't want to put words in Colby's mouth. Something about a documentary. I have to go check out his live and to really understand what he was talking about. But I caught a part of it the other day while I was sitting out in my backyard. I don't know, something to do with Netflix too. I don't really know the whole story, so I don't want to really say too much about it. Wait, hey, hang on. Where did that go? We should. Because that's where the other day, Keith, when she did the interview with Ping, and she was incredibly soft on the Ping and told everybody. In fact, let me show y'all something. If y'all watched that show with Jay, we put Jay's video on and showed every single thing that Ping lied about, right? Lied to Hella. We all saw that Hella told her entire audience that Ping was a trustworthy guy and he was telling the truth. All right, let's go see what she had to go back and say after that. Let's just take a look at that real quick. If I had to come out here all the time and say sorry or my bad once or twice, whatever, but over and over and over, honey, y'all gonna stop listening to me after a while. Or you should. Let me get to this short. It was a short that she put up. Was this it? Oh, yeah, honey, something has come out since you did your interview with Ping. And her name was Jay for Justice. Okay. Your little enemy. Your little enemy at large. So, well, someone you decided was an enemy for some reason. Don't listen to them. Only listen to me. That's what we're doing here, right, ma'am?
Because something has come out since about him knowing about the stuff with Lauren. That disappoints me.
What is this?
Yeah. And I'm disappointed.
Stacy, I am so angry.
I don't know. Does he have amnesia or what?
I don't know what you're on about. Where's Lauren?
It seems to me that he was saying, well, he was on the stream, he was saying that he didn't even know Lauren, he didn't know anything about the stalking stuff.
I would have to ask Lauren Matthias.
Nothing at all. But back around that time, he was talking about it. There's video of him talking about it. So that annoys me. That really annoys me. Why? Why not? Here's the thing. Why not just say it? Something has come out.
So after Jay put up that video of showing the receipts where he lied to Hella, she puts out that little short that she's so disappointed now. You know, why would he come out here and lie to me? Well, why don't you do what most of us would do and say, form your own opinion when you hear this man out? Take it all with a grain of salt. Let's evaluate anything, but he's telling you the truth. You can believe him. That would have been me coming out. Come on over, Joe Schmo. Tell everybody how sorry you are, and you didn't mean to take a picture and get caught up in a bunch of... He's telling you the truth, guys. I'd have been a fool. It's weird. All this got to come out and retract stuff later. You know, I mean, she couldn't even have the nerve to say, hey, Jay caught this, you know. I done thrown major shade at Jay because she didn't go hard at JLR. Everybody was going at JLR. If you go on the Twitter, they're going. I don't want to be in a court document. I'm in Florida too. I don't want to battle JLR's little peeny ass. I don't fucking care, right? So, no, I'm not running with 1,000 shows a month on content about all that. I come say what I say and we move on. We don't sit in it for months on end milking the cash cow in the name of family, in the name of victims. We don't run the cash cow. We should do that. Get a cash cow going. Moo. Make some kind of little weird soundboard effect. What? Wow. When is the next Crime Con? Crime Con's kicking off soon. Jay's going. When is the first day of crime? Didn't she, I think she said she leaves. I don't know when it is. I don't know when she said she was leaving. I'll be honest. I don't remember what she said. Let's see. When is that Crime Con? In Vegas. Oh, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Is Lauren Matthias going this time? Joe said last year he already had tickets for the next Crime Con. What, Keith? Joe still refuses to tell me if the night in the hotel room with Grayson was worth it or not. Joe, Keith. Oh my God. Well, I would like to know who a certain someone was cozying up to in a booth in a dark bar. Podcaster to podcaster. Cheek to cheek. Shoulder to shoulder. Snuck off to the room together, did you? I might have heard something. Might have heard something. Okay. May 29th through the 31st, 2026, Crime Con Las Vegas. Vegas, baby. What happens there will stay there. Is Trisha going? She doesn't want to get kicked out. Remember, she said that before. I don't want to get kicked out by accusing John Ramsay of murdering his daughter. An immersive weekend-long event dedicated to all things true crime and mystery, from the latest cases to the latest scientific techniques, from binge-worthy TV shows and docs to the top podcasters and creators in the world. Oh, holy hell. And from deep dives into the niche topics to big ballroom events with personalities you watch every week. CrimeCon delivers it all, made by fans, for fans. CrimeCon's mission to bring together the true crime community for a weekend filled with education, empathy, understanding and advocacy, and lots of fun. We're going to slip in that advocacy and empathy. Let's slip it on in. Register now. Tickets. Oh, how they sold out of their VIP and their platinum VIP. Nobody wants to go standard. They're like, no, we can't do that. We've got to go VIP or VIP platinum, or we're not going at all. What? Wow. I wonder how much those tickets were if this was $400, $399 for a standard. Standard won't get you into the bar where all the shit goes down, where the stalking and picture taking occurs. VIP event check-in, priority ballroom seating, first row, front row, access to the VIP cocktail hour. There it is, cocktail hour. The fascination America has with alcohol that we cannot get away from. It's okay, just don't drink and drive. Don't beat your wife and kids, and you can drink all day. Don't neglect your babies. Have another glass of wine, but get up and feed them. Drink responsibly. Private lounge with complimentary beverages. They're all drinking and partying and talking true crime. What is this one over here? Elevated private lounge with complimentary beverages. What is the elevated? 7 fast track lane passes for any public meet and greet. That's kind of like the skip the line at Disney. I like that part. I don't like those long lines at the Disney. Fuck that. Give me that pass. I'm going to the front with these babies. We ain't waiting. We Florida residents. Get out the way. Get out of the way. I'm native. Oh. Did Jay get the standard pass? What's our girl doing? Okay. Guests and creators. See, I haven't even looked to see who all is going to be there, guys. I don't know. I don't usually watch a lot of that CrimeCon stuff. CrimeCon creators. Oh, it didn't pull it up for you guys the way it did for me. Because I clicked it and then it won't show it for you guys. What? Stop. 10 to Life with Annie Elise. Big Mad True Crime. I don't know who that is. Are you familiar with Big Mad True Crime? Body Bags with Joseph Scott Morgan. He's always there. I don't know her. Chris on Crime. Coffee House Crime. I don't know who Coffee House Crime is, and I feel like I probably should since I'm a coffee and crime person. I'm like, what? Courtroom Confidential, of course. Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. It wouldn't be CrimeCon without her. Crime Talk with Scott Reisch. Crime Weekly. Crime with Kylie. Criminology. Dirty Money Moves. I'm not familiar. Detective Perspective. Oh, I know I've heard of them. DNA ID. Dog with a Bone. Digging for the Truth. Sounds interesting. Forensic Tales. Foul Play. Fruit Loops, serial killers of color. What? Hide and Seek. In the Well with Mark Garagos and Matt Murphy. I didn't know they did a show together. Really? Garagos and Murphy together? I did not know. Mind Over Murder. Mama Mystery. Missing in Hush Town. That sounds interesting. Hunting the Long Island Serial Killer. Oh, goodness, the murder shit. It just wouldn't be Crime Con without them either. The Murder Shelf Book Club. Once Upon a Crime. I don't know. There's going to be a bunch of people there, y'all. Pretty Lies and Alibis will be there. Profiling Evil. What do? Just go and listen to them talk? Like they just go hold talks? Talk about crimes? The Trace Evidence, the Tangent True Crime Podcast, Vinny and his pals. True Crime Garage. The Unexplained. I know Tiffany Daniels' mom's been on that show. Our Local Missing Girl. Zone 7, of course, with Miss Cheryl McCullum. All right, guys. Well, I know that Jay is going, and she's going to be boots on the ground there, and we'll take a look at some of the stuff she does while she's there. And yeah, Gigi will be there. This is where the government gobblers go for true crime. I didn't go to the one they held here in Orlando in Florida a few years back. Honestly, don't know that I would go to a Crime Con event. Just like go, I'm not like a starstruck person, or even when I've actually met real celebrities in real life, it was never like my sister was about to pass out and faint and cry, and I'm just like, they're normal. They're just another person. Just, hey, sign this picture, please. Thank you. Have a fucking fabulous day. That's how I view people, right? Some people get completely starstruck. Is he getting another? That's a good question. I didn't see anything about Holman being there this time. Wait, Hidden True Crime Lauren. Wait, Jerry, over here, sir. Buddy, pal, old friend of mine. Jer Bear. She wanted us all to know she was friends with him. Like, he's going to come and talk to me on my show. I'm going to do a big interview, and then I'm going to strike you when you try to share it as content. Thank God that was done on Joe's channel and not mine that day. We did. The day we decided to rip apart her interview with Holman, we did it on Joe's channel instead of mine, and he got struck. Some people are smarter than others, is all I can say. Some thought twice before they did that. I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it on your channel. Sounds good. I'm good. I don't think JLR goes to the Crime Con thing, does he? Nah, that's too complicated for him. He'd have to form like an actual true crime theory and get into, those kind of discussions instead of get on in here. Where's Miss Nancy? That was some good barbecue last night. Where's Miss Nancy? Ted jumped 8 cones in a row and busted his ass. Where's Miss Nancy? We got Mask to put on in a reenactment to recreate with Juanita. Where's Miss Nancy? That's what we do. Okay. That's all he can do. He said something about going? Okay. Well, we won't cover that part of it. We don't care. Honestly, do not give a rat's ass what JLR does. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. I'm just little old me in Northwest Florida. He's somewhere else in Florida, or we don't even know. He could be in Arizona. We don't know where that man's at. There's enough people on the streets trying to tear him to pieces, and I'm just here to watch it all. Okay. Because I ain't trying to go to court. I went to a true crime podcast festival in Boston last year. Oh, you went to the one that Bob and Allie was at? I know they went. Interesting. Awesome, BMD. That's cool. That I could have probably got behind, right? And went and listened, because I like to go and listen to excellent conversations. I love that part. Especially a good true crime conversation, right? Hammy says, if anyone is going, please go visit my daughter Whitney at her second platform, Blueprint for Advocacy. Thank you, Pammy, for putting that into the comments section. I'm going to read that again, guys. If anyone is going, please go visit my daughter Whitney at her second platform, Blueprint for Advocacy, booth number 46, she believes. Tell her her mama said to come by if you do. All right. Pammy's daughter is a podcaster as well, and so she is going to be there with a booth. Awesome, Pammy. You're going to get some inside scoop, Pammy. Pammy, that is so true. The families need voices, which goes back to a lot of the work Bonnie has been trying to get into lately, or has been doing over the past few months. And Bonnie's coming back in June. We both had a scheduling conflict both last two times we tried to schedule up, but we are rescheduling coming up in a couple of weeks. But yeah, y'all go check that out. Pammy's daughter's booth, if you're going to be over there at the Crime Con, booth number 46, Blueprint for Advocacy. There's not enough advocates in this world, and some, especially when it gets away from the victim. This Nancy Guthrie case has gotten so far away from poor Miss Nancy, and the fact that there was a weird ass man at her door who took her out of her home, and nobody can seem to find the guy or where he went, any of that. It's wild. And then that the contents become so much more than just who took Miss Nancy? What are the latest leads? Do you have an investigative a lead at all? We know nothing. It's wild to me, though, that guy still hasn't been caught. But look what it took to catch Brian Kohberger. IgG DNA. This case is no damn different. Will the hair ever prove anything? Will we get a DNA from that? We might already have DNA returned on these samples, this mixture and this hair. They may already have that DNA. They might be working on a tree right now. We don't know. But once you get the name on the tree, you can't go make an arrest based on just that. Now go find your evidence this guy did anything and collect his DNA and compare it to the sample that we have, because we can't go by this IgG tool alone. So they may have a name, but no evidence to arrest the person. You ask Brian Kohberger's attorneys, you're not going to walk into court and say, IgG led us to the guy. That wasn't even coming up in the Kohberger trial. Nope, no mention of IgG at all. We're just going to call it a tip. So if they have a name, we're not going to know. Yeah, shabugs. It's pretty bad. You start digging into all the things, Delphi, like going back when, 3-4 years ago, and when I realized all of that, right? It's really bad. Justice for Carlos. You know what, Keith? I really think that was just some bullshit that was brought on by Nanos. That wasn't the FBI. They're just like, whatever, dude, we're here to support. You think this is your guy? Let's roll. Because it was weird. And I think, was Luke Daly the same way? Was that just some bizarre tips that Nanos got himself? Or I don't think that was the FBI that ran amok upon those two people, because they wouldn't have done it that way. They would have arrested. They wouldn't have ran in like that without having more information to make an arrest. I don't think. That's too wild. I feel like that was some Nano shit. I'm going to ride in and save the day, and I'm going to go arrest this Carlos. He did it. He did it. No, it wasn't Carlos after all. Maybe it was Luke. Hell, I don't fucking know what I'm doing now. I'm going to go shut up. He don't even talk to the Nancy Guthrie family anymore. You wonder why? Let me remind y'all, the sheriff came out and said after Savannah told the world they weren't happy with the sheriff because they had to convince him their mama didn't just walk away. And now he says he hardly speaks, he doesn't speak to the family. People wonder why. Savannah answered that question during that interview. That let me know. I knew that day she wasn't talking to the sheriff anymore. She was done. People want to speculate all weird about it. Some things are so easily explained. Woozy has been away. She has been busy going to school. Jolene is funny. Sometimes we have to just go lap at this stuff, right? The content that we do talk about almost on a daily basis is incredibly heavy. The crimes are heavy. They're disgusting. They're horrible in nature. Humans can do some very vile things to each other, so to get away from it sometimes and go get that good laugh in is always a very lightening thing. I like to laugh. You can make me laugh. We're going to be friends. I'm not going to lie. When I turned on Criminal Network last night, I was cracking up. I don't got no dog in the hunt anymore, right? You guys just tear each other to pieces if you want to. I'm going to sit here and laugh at it all because it's quite fucking funny. It is, Pammy. Sometimes you just got to let it go, right? And just laugh it off. Laugh it off. And hope that none of this craziness just really botches a case someday, right? And these people could stop fighting with each other and trying to one-up each other and don't go listen to that creator. You can only listen to me and all this weird shit. We all, like Jay and I were saying, we may not cover the same things and we might cover the same things, but we will have different takes on it, right? You might think of one thing I didn't think of and vice versa. That's how we go through all the things. That's how we go through all the things. All right, guys. I'm going to go because tonight I do want to come back and unpack this case, the Aaron Spencer case, because I think it's an important case. Because there's just in society, what we deal with on a daily basis, what we worry about with our children, and what we're willing to do to protect our children, right? And where's that? I live in Florida. We have stand your ground. Cross my line into my world and you're going to get dropped. And where I'm from, that's okay. Mess with one of my babies, I'll do the time. 3 hots in a cot, not a bad life, right? We'll see. Because I had not really paid attention to the case, Shaboogs, a lot until I saw that they were going to do that, right? And it made me very curious, and I'm looking for a new case anyway because I get bored. My brain's crazy. And so I started looking into it, and me and my mod Rach were jumping in, and she helped me get up some information, and we got all the case files. So I began reading the case file yesterday of some of the back stuff that's went on in the case, and very interesting. So I'm going to come back tonight and present that case so we can be caught up as a community ahead of tomorrow's fundraiser that Defense Diaries is going to do, in case any of you want to go be a part of it. Go see what's happening. And if you were to see it tomorrow, you'll go, oh, I already know what's happening over here, right? I want us to be informed. But the case is really intriguing. So I hope all of you can come back tonight. I know it's a Friday night, but if you're an old ass like me, you got nothing going on, you're just going to come true crime it up. We would love to have you. Yes, I got to get you over here, girl. Me and you got some things to talk about. We might have to get us another channel. This is my friend that we talk. Shabugs and I are both have this little fascination with reality TV. I want to talk to you about some things, girl. I gotta get your take on it. We chit chat every now and then on the X, but I'm like, nah, I wanna talk to her. It'd be fun. I love my community because even like with Hawkeyes, I got to get back with her too because she and I have so much in common, and we all have so much, you know. And I love that I get to discuss all this with you guys, right? Like I had no idea Shabugs and I were into the same things, even down to our NASCAR stuff, right? All right, girl. I love you. All right. I hope you guys can come back tonight and join us for the Aaron Spencer case. We can all get caught up together. And I'll probably do that about 7 p.m. Let me check with my mods, make sure that they're good and all this good stuff. And y'all keep your notifications on and watch out for that to be put up into the YouTube verse here in just a few hours. And yeah, we'll get back at it. Until then, y'all know what I say out there on them YouTube streets. Y'all can't be careful enough, apparently. There's just too much. All right, guys. Thank y'all for coming in. Hit the like button on your way out if you haven't done so yet. And I'll see you back here tonight, hopefully. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you all for watching this here video.